Intercontinental group of awesome, where I and friends on either side of the pond, some in America, some in Europe, we all get together and play tabletop role-playing games. And this is the second session of Zombie World, our mini-series of Zombie World. Zombie World is a brand new card-based RPG from Magpie Games, in the vein of The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, Black Summer, and Day of the Dead, Night of the Dead, Day of the Dead, and all the Deads of Deads. Zombie fiction, hence the name Zombie World. Last session, we decided upon the Enclave. That's the kind of base setting where the non-zombified folks had holed up, and that was a hospital. We did a good bit of world creation there. There's some really fun aspects to the hospital. We named it the St. Lazarus Hospital. And at start, we thought we only had one surgeon, one doctor, but it turns out that we had more than one doctor. But we'll find out more about that. Let's see, other pieces for St. Lazarus before we meet our characters is that it is right near a harbor and a bay. And there's also a fortified police department that is nearby, one of the surroundings. The scarcities which affect this hospital are the lack of weapons and the lack of suburban comforts. The population does have, as I said before, an expert doctor and a small group of police. So that is an interesting thing, that we have a police department on the outside and a small group of police inside as part of our population. Advantages are generators, which means you guys have power, and a helicopter, but unfortunately no one that you know of is a pilot, or at least no one has revealed that to everyone else. We have some population that have been revealed, and a few, or at least one person that doesn't have a card. Dr. Haneker is our surgeon. We've established that he's in his late 50s and he misses golf. He was a very experienced surgeon who was not used to doing hard shifts or difficult labor, so now he's quite grouchy. And then we have Jules, the young girl who was hooking up with Ryan Hyung, the cop who was one of the police in the population and a follower of one of our player characters. In last session, we had the department, one of the cool things about Zombie World, you draw a card as the GM, that's me, and time passes is what kicks off the session. So your surroundings spawn opposition was what had happened, and that was Sergeant Simpkins from the local police department. He and several other cops came knocking and brought in Sarge's dad, Lance Simpkins, who had lost an arm. And one of the police, not Sergeant Simpkins, who we called Sergeant Stash for the majority of the game, is an athletic female cop with some kind of military tattoo, like a death from above tattoo on her deltoid. And then there were a few other cops, and they are all inside the atrium and main lobby area. And one of the conference rooms is where Sarge's dad, Lance Simpkins, is lying. His bleeding has been stopped, but you guys discovered that he, before he lost the arm, was bitten and has started to, he will be turning soon. You're aware of that. You know enough about zombies that he is, he's not the Walking Dead yet. He is the soon-to-be Walking Dead. So that is all of the last session stuff that I recall. If you guys have any corrections, feel free to bring that in. As I introduce all of you, we will end with Jan, who has a new character who we're just going to pretend was there all along. We'll need to do a couple of relationships once that character is introduced, but we will start with Alex. Alex, welcome. It is good to have you. My friend, please remind us of your character.
Yeah, I'm Rolf Island. He's a prophet with some followers in this commune, and it kind of got revealed, not exactly to everyone, but I guess enough people got hints that I'm actually a doctor, though I kind of refuse to be a doctor. um, Ryan, who was mentioned, who's a cop, was taking drugs and sleeping with Jules when I was telling him to do something, and he kind of stood up to me, so I smacked him down, and it went a bit. It was a slightly disproportionate response from me, and it required some life-saving uh, medicine from me, which revealed I was a doctor. So he's currently somewhere with head trauma. And yeah, I think that's. Yep.
Thank you, Alex. Tyler, remind us about your character.
Alrighty, I'm playing Skipper Hayes, who seems like a fairly nice guy, a little headstrong so far. I have I'm a survivor, which means I managed to get by despite my kind of upbeat outlook. It was also revealed last time that I'm an EMT because when the police arrived with the man with the arm missing, I told them they were idiots for how they had handled it and immediately jumped into action to try and save his life. And I am accompanied by my high school friend DeMarcus, who is a bouncer from a local bar, and we're good buddies. And I guess that's mostly me.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. You forgot that little part where Dr. Haneker said, "Hey, this guy's going to turn," and you calmed him down, and he said, "Maybe you should tell them. They need to
Yeah.
know, and you should tell them. But wait till you get out, and like maybe you go with them and tell them later." And and you seem to agree to that, Skipper. We're not sure if you're going to pull through with it. It's not like there are mechanics to make you, have to tell the truth. So you do what you want. We'll see how that goes. Jen, welcome back. Welcome back from PAX. Very glad to have you with us. Please remind us of your character.
I am playing Tracy, who is a mediator in this brave new world. Certainly sticky. Let's see, Tracy often is a go-between and a representative for this little enclave. One of her allies in her whole, maybe we should work together against the zombies until maybe the threat ends plan is Clayton Mathis, who used to be a county prosecutor. So he's very good at a lot of the same kind of things that I'm good at and has no equipment. And I don't know if anybody's looking to me for some kind of special thing to jump out of the large but thin case that I keep in my sleeping area, but it's not going to happen.
If I remember correctly, one of the last scenes was that Tracy had asked to talk to the cop, the female cop.
Yes.
Yeah. So, so we need to keep an eye towards that. But that's one of the scenes we'll frame up early on. Sorry, I was reaching for my story games name book because I'm not going to pick through the deck to try to find another cop. I was just that person will exist. Okay. That is everyone that you have a chance to know. Jan, please tell us about your survivor.
My survivor is called Jesse. He is the butcher. He takes care of all the nasty jobs. He's a bit cold about it. Like it's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. And yeah, he's sort of like I'm imagining him sort of like with a big messy, curly black hair, and just sort of a grumpy look on his face all the time, and just he can be a bit unpleasant, I think. But
Gosh, what does he have to be upset about? Come on, guys.
yeah, it's
Cheer
just
up.
a zombie apocalypse. Like that's all. And then there's
Cool.
this prophet.
Yeah, well, I mean, Prophet and Alex, they seem to go hand in hand. Awesome. Thank you for introducing your character. Let me deal you a population because this person is your ally. So we'll deal this directly to you, and then you can you don't hold it, so you'll flip it out.
Yep.
Percy Ward, a reverend.
That's perfect.
Okay, so Percy Ward, Father Ward, Reverend. I think he goes by Rev. Do you go to him for counsel? Do you have any problems with being a butcher
I
that he
think
helps you with? What do you think?
I think we have a lot of philosophical discussions about God.
Ooh, ooh. Is Jesse a believer or is Jesse a counterpoint to?
Jesse is a believer that's probably struggling a bit with his faith.
Okay, okay. Well, I think Rev is probably not a big fan of the now revealed to be Dr. Prophet, Rolf. But I don't think he's the kind of person.
Neither am I. Like,
Yeah.
I
Wow.
we totally are on board with each other on that.
Cool. All right. I am going to deal myself a couple of relationship cards. Hopefully, it will allow me to do that. And I'm going to actually screen share because it's fun. Did that work? I got to share screen, and that's probably what I should have done. Here we go. Zombie world. Ba-ta! All right. Now you guys will get to see, since I'm not keeping these secret, relationships. So I'm going to grab one relationship. Let me make this a little bit to where we can. All right. And this is going to be the relationship between, we'll say Tracy and Jesse. I haven't read it, so I don't know what it says yet. Boop. So let's see what that says.
We have a plan to improve the enclave.
Interesting.
So, and Tracy is Jen, right? Are we trying to improve the feeling of community? Make it feel more like a community instead of just like people that are just stuck together.
I mean, there's the scarcities you could look to. We also have the Lost Ward.
We do also have like a morning coffee routine ritual that is kind of a nice bonding thing for this community as a community. But a few other things that might engender more of that feeling.
We don't have much creature comforts or weapons. There's also a Lost Ward that we can use for storing the dead.
Yep.
Which is just like a section of the hospital where we've just cordoned off. And gone,
yeah. It's
barricaded.
Also known as the ticking time bomb.
Yeah. We don't have a helicopter pilot. We have a helicopter with no pilot.
Which of those do you think is most likely? We'll go with Tracy. Are any of those you think that you and Jesse are working together to try to solve?
Honestly, so many things got blurted out, and mumbled together, so now they're all kind of the same thing in my head.
We have a bunch of needs.
You have a bunch of needs. I mean, probably improving creature comforts, or frankly, I mean, the first thing that came to my mind was improving the safety of the enclave. But that's a little too.
Hmm.
So let's try to get specific about the creature comforts. What sort of thing do we want to bring in to the hospital that maybe wouldn't already be there, considering?
Let's see. So. I'm thinking like maybe like comfortable seating, because like we've got a lot of
What?
waiting chairs and shit like that.
Well, that's not actually 100% true.
It is in our hospitals.
It isn't. It isn't that really that way anymore at a lot of hospitals. And
Right.
you know, if we raid the first floor and some of the fancier offices for furniture, we're pretty good. But I think
Yeah.
real ass beds.
Could it be
Although-
that some of the nicer beds and stuff are kind of past the ward that we've just cordoned off?
Well, to pull it into something we've already discussed here, we have our coffee ritual, and I think we began to hear that we were running low on coffee. So trying to find something to replace that would possibly be a thing.
So maybe we're organizing a scrounging raid.
Coffee and tea run.
Yeah,
Coffee and
foraging for supplies sounds really fun. And it's a thing that this enclave has a specific move for, so that could be fun. All right, good. I'm glad I let that kind of tease and play out, because that was an interesting bit. Jesse, let's figure out your relationship with Skipper here.
Right.
All right. The two of you have an intimate relationship. Why are you keeping it hidden?
Do you think it's intimate like it's romantic, or is it intimate in a different way?
I mean, I can see a romantic sexual relationship happening, and I think I might be wanting to keep it hidden because I don't want people to know that I'm into that.
Okay, you're kind of a tough guy image there, so all right, I could go with that. So secret lovers, sort of thing.
Yes.
Excellent.
Secret
Nice.
lover. Secret lover.
All right. Well, let's stop the screen. Good. We will pick up with where is it, Tracy, that you have pulled this cop aside? Like, where do you imagine this is? Is it like a hallway? Is it a bathroom? Is it?
It's probably the kitchens.
Oh, neat. So the kitchen. So you're still on the ground floor. Is this like some kind of open cafeteria for visitors to the hospital kind of kitchens?
Well, that's you conflating cafeteria and kitchen.
Yes, true.
They are not
fair.
the same thing.
But a kitchen is adjacent to a cafeteria. You need a kitchen
sure.
to make food for a cafeteria.
Yes. So yeah, it's probably adjacent to an open style hospital cafeteria with probably some booth seating, because that's a lot more popular in modern hospitals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she comes in, looks around at all the facilities. You guys have power? Huh.
We've got to ration it, but yes.
Oh, my name's Lauren. You're Tracy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, sorry we had to barge in like this. We talked a few times about, establishing contact. I wish this wasn't the way it came out.
Yeah, same.
How many people are here?
Yeah. Numbers are for accountants.
Okay.
I'm not a big counter. Yeah, we have a lot of some things that we, definitely need, but not this much. Like beds. We have hundreds of them, but less of other things.
God, a bed. I've had a bed in months. Like shit, like it's just a thing, right? It's a thing you have, but then all of a sudden you don't.
Yeah, sucks. I had to sleep rough a bit when things started. I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty
listen,
safe where we are.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of weapons, as you would probably guess, although the rationing of bullets kind of went out the window at one point. I'm not happy about that, but we'll figure it out. Listen, I don't think Simpkins' dad is.
He's not going to make it.
No.
He's going to turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do we get Sergeant Simpkins to use this time to spend a couple of last moments with his father instead of what he's clearly thinking about?
Well, seeing as how Simpkins is a raging asshole and his dad was the only thing that kind of kept him on an even keel, I'm not really sure.
Okay. Is there a safe way to separate Simpkins from the rest of your team?
Not I mean, if we could convince him there was some other kind of threat.
Well, there's always something. Doesn't even have to be made up.
Yeah, it seems that perhaps you and Lauren are trying to make a plan. So let's take a look at it. So this is in the zombie moves. When you make a plan, use the stat of the person who proposed the plan. That would be you, because Lauren doesn't have stats. Are you talking about violent, dangerous, destructive action? Talking about being careful, safe, stealthy, and smart? Talking, persuading, manipulating, or lying? Or pushing through, being tough, strong, and implacable?
I mean, what you
It could
discussed.
be careful, safe, stealthy, and smart, or it could be persuading, manipulating, or lying. Honestly, the actual best method I've got in my brain to maybe deal with Simpkins would be to say, hey, listen, we have 2 generators and we only need 1. Would you like to see one of the generators and then lead him into the Lost Ward?
Oh my
And leave his
goodness,
ass
that is
there.
amazing. That is definitely lying. Persuading and manipulating and lying there. So you'll be using soul.
Cool.
So I will deal you 2. I've already shuffled the deck, my friends. I am on it, at least at the beginning. We'll see how long that stays.
Okay,
So 2 cards coming your way of Survivor. Oh,
Do,
Yeah.
do I draw or do you just give me cards?
oh, if you can draw, draw.
Yeah.
And also,
'cause-
she can get more cards if the plan is supported by resources and people and other things.
That's
Put some
true.
stuff beneath.
yeah. So let's see here.
You take +1 if the plan is supported by plenty of resources and people. +1 if you're basing the plan on accurate current information. I'll give you that +1 on accurate current information because Lauren is telling you what is needed to try to get Simpkins out of.
Yeah. I mean, in fact, I might be like, this generator has been having some issues, and I wonder if there are any walkers down here. Maybe. And then he could be like, oh, but my future generator.
All right, so you get a +1 card, so that's a total of 3. But I don't think you necessarily have supported by plenty of resources and people here. So
Not
that
really.
seem fair?
I think that seems fair.
All
I
right,
haven't had an opportunity to draw Clayton into this, so All right, let's see what I got.
Cool. All right, I'll be back in just a sec.
Where am I at?
Go ahead, Mom.
Cool. All right. I apologize.
All
The
right.
printer will start making noises in just a minute.
Cool. I got an edge and 2 misses. So I'm going to choose that edge because, come on.
Yeah, it's a good call. Good call. So on an edge.
So how do I return these guys to the deck?
Oh, I'll take care of that.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, all you have to do is just drop them on just pull them and drag them to the desktop, and I'll pull them in. All right. Cool. Let's see. On a hit, you'll arrive in the middle of your plan in decent shape. On an edge, some part of your plan encounters unexpected difficulties, or your party splinters. Your choice.
I think just unexpected difficulties.
Awesome. So we're going to time dilate just a little bit. Tracy, you come out, you talk to Simpkins, tell him about the generator. I think just so we can have him introduced into play. Jesse, you've come down and you've overheard this plan that Tracy's proposed to Simpkins. Seems a little fishy that you got that she would give away a generator without talking to the group, but you two have worked together, so maybe you're sticking around to make sure this isn't a thing, so that we'll have the 2 of you involved. Anyone else want to stick their nose in this business? Okay.
Especially when Tracy says, but we've been having trouble with this one, so look out for walkers on the way.
Right. Cool. So good. So we're going to have Jesse tagging along. Simpkins is there. And I think Lauren is going to suggest she comes along as well, and Simpkins buys it. So the 4 of you start heading not down to the basement where the generator is kept, but Jesse, you recognize that that Tracy is taking him towards the Lost Ward. What do you do as you guys are walking down the hallway where you've got a kind of a flickering like kind of casts weird shadows along the wall, and you've gotten to the area where one of the double doors are closed in.
I'll just go on. Why are we going this way?
Because this is the right way. Remember? We had to close off the other one. It collapsed a bit.
I'm a bit confused. Like, I just understood from the description that we were going a weird direction. Sorry.
No, is it Rich didn't play the So the yes, you are not going in the quote unquote right direction, but Tracy seems like she is doing this on purpose. That is not a mistake.
Yeah. This doesn't make sense. But sure, whatever. Lead the way, I guess.
Too much time outside. All right, let's go.
Cool. So do you pull out keys to unlock the padlock?
Yep.
Awesome. Sweet. So it's
And I listen at the door a little bit first.
That's true. And you've already laid out the groundwork of the this doesn't seem as suspicious because you told them there was a worry about this. Good. So oh yeah. When you dispose of the dead, but you're not exactly disposing of the dead. So you're in the middle of this plan trying to pull it off. You guys, you listen and you do not currently hear any of the dead on the other side of the door. None of them pushing. You can hear some distant sounds, and kind of seems like it's as clear as it's going to be. What do you do?
So yeah, I lower my voice and I just lay a couple things out to this group that I want to reveal my trauma because it feels like now's a good time.
What's that?
Flip card. I'm actually pretty controlling. When I reveal it, I take one steel. I'll just tweak this. And then freehand myself a really nice 3. There we go.
Nice.
And just say, all right.
Clear,
Yep.
clear stress when you propose a plan. It involves at least 5 survivors. It takes steel +1. That is nice.
Yep.
All right. All right. So you open up the doorway and head into the Lost Ward.
Yep, but I'm like, keep your voices down. Be quiet. Use hand signals.
Sure.
So Sheriff Simpkins.
And remember, when we get to the generator, don't touch the outer housing. It might not be fully grounded anymore.
Simpkins nods. Yeah.
No problem.
Yes. No. Yeah. There's no like. He's not so sure about that, but this is one of those big industrials. Like it's movable, right? He asks.
I mean, of course.
Okay. Maybe some gurneys. Maybe some. He's mumbling to himself as you guys start to walk down the hallway. And are you going to try to like slip back and lock the door? Are you going to? Are you hoping to draw enough to where there's some trouble for you to before you try to escape, Tracy?
I'd like to get us a little bit deeper in, or at least get Sergeant Stash a little deeper in before we abandon him in here. I don't want this to be a situation that he can, you know, shoot or muscle his way out of on his own.
Absolutely. All right. So I think. Okay. So then I feel like you are trying to avert the disaster here of him discovering things before the trap is fully laid. So let's have you draw survival. And by the way, Jesse, what's going on with you? This girl, this cop here who came from the other, like the police department, she seems not too worried about this. Like Kate, you've seen her a couple times, kind of nod, and she seems to be working in concert with Tracy's goals here and convincing Simpkins to head inside to get this generator. Talking about, hey man, we need some power. You know, we got all that gas. We just our Jenny's down. What are you doing though, Jesse?
I mean, I'm mostly a bit confused about the situation, and I'm sort of going like,
Would you like to assess a bad situation?
yes.
Cool. When you assess a bad situation, draw it with steel. But let's have so we've got Jen's drawn the 3 survivor cards. Let's have her reveal hers first, but we'll have you draw right after. So I'll pull those in. What did you get? And then I'll recall those, shuffle the deck, and then let Jan pull for those questions.
Well, all right. I got 2 misses and an edge.
Okay.
Seems like a pattern.
It does. On an edge, you'll pull through, but it will cost you. We will deal with that in just a moment. Let's go ahead and have you recall. I recalled those, and I'm going to shuffle. They are shuffled. All right. So, Jesse, you are going to assess a bad situation. Draw with steel. You are very steely, friend.
And this is, yes, I am. Drawing from the survivor deck? Then?
Survivor deck, exactly. The only time you'll pull from the bite deck is if there is a zombie as the threat.
Let's have a look. A miss, an opportunity, and an edge.
So with an opportunity, that means there's either a miss, or if you mark stress, you can push yourself and treat that as a triumph, which is a full success. Now, just so you know what assess a bad situation gives you, is on a triumph, you get to ask 2 questions. On an edge, you would ask 1 question. And I will provide you those questions on our other tabletop. Look
They're
here.
on the basic moves, right?
Yep, and I'm actually displaying it right now for you here. Hopefully that's big enough for you. I can. So first of all, are you marking?
I think I'll just take the edge.
Okay, so you're just going to take the edge, not mark stress, and just use your edge card. Okay, that is a-okay. Let me recall those back into the deck and shuffle for our next go. You get to ask 1 question. When you ask on the act on the answer, you'll get to draw a +1.
Yeah. So I think I will ask. Yeah, I guess who here is most vulnerable to me, my allies, the dead?
Oh, well, it appears that Tracy and this girl, Lauren, are working to make Simpkins the most vulnerable to the dead. So it starts to become a little clear to you as you watch what they're doing. They are basically setting up Sergeant Simpkins to get bit. I'm not sure how you feel about that.
I'm not feeling great about it and sort of going, and I probably will sort of take Tracy aside. I'm like, what's going on? This.
This guy brought his father in. His father's going to turn. He's going to lose his nut and try to take the hospital by force.
Shit.
I'd rather deal with his underlings without his leadership than him and them.
So plan is to dump him.
Yep.
Okay. How do you want to keep him from following?
Well, once we're through the door first, it doesn't quite matter, but I was thinking make distraction, loop them around one of the holes around the other side, and then
But maybe you just
go
need
around,
to
get them lost.
be unable to follow.
Yeah, if you've got a plan for that, let's hear it.
So, girl now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, 3 of us, one of them. Or should I just try and punch his lights out?
I don't really have any weapons or anything. My hands aren't really made for fistfights.
Sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to be roleplay quiet. Tracy demurs because she doesn't have a weapon and her hands aren't exactly built for fistfights.
Jesse's are. So that's why he's like,
I'll make it up to you, man, okay?
yeah, better.
There you go. And I'll actually go back to, like, normal speaking volume.
Mm-hmm.
And be like, Jesse, what's your favorite band? Come on.
I don't know. Never listened much to, like, pop music or anything like that.
What about not pop music? Come on.
Choir stuff.
Okay. Huh.
As you guys are talking, you pass by. There's one of the fire doors to the stairwell, and it's wedge closed. And you see one of the dead there, and Simpkins has a flashlight, and he kind of flashes right in its eyes. It doesn't blink or look away. It just does that open mouth kind of hiss thing. And then you reach the end of the hallway, and you can hear the dead, and you see one walk past like a T intersection at the end of the other corridor. And Simpkins unsnaps the little thing on his holster so that he can draw his revolver. And he says, well, you weren't wrong. There's a bunch of them down here. And he draws his gun and starts to walk down the corridor. And you see Lauren has her shotgun. She could shoot him in the back right now. And you see her draw up the shotgun and start to take aim. And then he glances back just at the last second, and his mouth opens up as something just starts to click for him. What do you do?
Do it now.
Cool. All right. So it sounds like you're asking an NPC for help.
Yes.
Draw with soul.
So, let's see.
That is your survivor from the survivor deck, and
And
you
is
would
it
draw
shuffled?
with 2.
Is it shuffled?
Is it what?
Is it shuffled?
Yes, I've got to have it down.
Okay. Draw. It's missing an edge, so edge it is.
Okay, on an edge, the GM will tell you what they want. Do it, and they'll return the favor. Yeah, she wants these creatures. Like, even though you guys have this scarcity, suburban comforts, she wants a bed. She wants a place here. I know that's not something you can necessarily openly negotiate, but she considers this her price to pay to be part of this enclave. Is that the thing that Jesse's going to accept?
Yes.
Maybe call her by name. Seems emblematic of having her in the community instead of just girl.
Yeah.
Cool. So he turns around as soon as you say that and starts to fire, and she shoots him in the head. It is a shotgun. It is buckshot. It is not a good look. So the camera pulls away from that, and we see lots of splatters along the walls, and that is when the dead are alerted to your presence. You hear many of them from lots of different sides making noises, and Lauren is turning and booking it for the door. What do you do?
Also book it.
Yes, absolutely.
And if
Awesome.
there's anything in the hallway that I can turn over to be some kind of blockage.
Barricade?
I mean, barricade involves a little bit too much time and
Yeah.
effort. I'm talking like turn over a garbage can, push a gurney in the way. Is there a wheelchair over to the side? Now it is in the middle.
When you flee a swarm of zombies, draw survival. On a hit, you escape and choose 1. On an edge, the GM chooses 1 as well. I've got that right here. So who wants to go first in drawing from the bite deck? The bite deck! Oh, dang it, you draw from survival. Okay, who draws from survivor? I got all excited.
My apologies. I don't understand.
I think 1 goes on point, right? And everybody else can draw for the bite deck to help.
You're not necessarily taking point against the dead. Each of you need to flee the swarm of zombies, and it could go good for one and not good for another. So yeah,
I'll hit it.
All right.
Oh, all right. Well, got an opportunity on deck.
All right. Cool. So opportunity is great. That means you don't have to make any of those choices. That's fantastic. I can't see your cards because I've got you guys moved to the other thing, but I wanted to have the move options up here on the visual for you. So
That's the marking stress to get a triumph.
Yep.
yes.
Oh.
I assume you were marking stress, right? Sorry, I shouldn't
I'm
have
marking
assumed. I should have
stress.
asked. My bad.
I'm not going to take the miss. Come on.
Cool. All right. So next, let's see Jesse make the call. Draw survival, Jesse.
Yep, I only have 1 survival, so that's gonna be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's a triumph.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, you guys run through, and you had this set up. So you turn over, maybe you flip a gurney, And Lauren turns around. This is not a single shot shotgun. It's the kind where you can load multiple. So she fires a couple more times, takes out a couple of zombies. Jesse, there was a person from your past who you maybe weren't aware is here, but you see them. Were they a friend or an enemy? They are a zombie. They are
friend.
dead. They were a
Definitely
friend.
a friend.
Does this friend get shot by Lauren, or is it still there when you guys get on the other side of the doors?
Still there.
Cool. What was that friend's name?
Pete.
Pete. Pete's on the other side. Lauren throws her shoulder against the door, waiting for Tracy, who has the keys to the lock, to try to. The doors start to bow a little bit as you help out Jesse, and then you guys get the chain around and lock the padlock. You see there are blood spatters all along Lauren's chest and shoulders from the kind of blowback of what happened. And she's breathing pretty heavy, as are all of you guys. So we cut away to the once peaceful atrium and visitor center area of the first floor. Now, Ryan is in bad shape but stable, if I remember correctly. The patient, Mr. Simpkins, is dying, but has been tourniqueted and is as stable as he's going to be, but he's not walking out of here, if I remember correctly, Skipper. So I'll go ahead and turn that off.
I think Rolf would want to take Skipper aside.
Okay.
Hayes. We can't allow the dead to risk the living. We've got to do.
Yeah, this guy's. He's going to turn.
He may not look it yet, but he's a zombie. He's a dead. We do what we do.
Well, I'd kind of thought we'd at least wait until his son gets back. Maybe we could send him back with them.
You want him to turn now?
I don't want that guy
with a
gun to come back and find we've killed his dad.
I'm not saying we. I'm not saying he comes back to see who killed him. Days passed.
We can certainly manage that.
Syringe, air bubble, and then we dispose the corpse.
Yeah.
Control the
that makes
situation.
sense. Yeah, he ain't gonna like it, but we sure as hell can't have this guy hopping up and starting to bite. Well, you gonna do it or me? You've been reluctant to do much doctoring, so I'm guessing that the oath isn't holding you so tight anymore. You don't seem to mind doing a little harm here and there. And I'll look over towards where Ryan is.
I was trying to avert that danger before it came to fruition. Look, you keep those cops occupied.
All right.
I'll Yeah, I'll do it. And I think I gesture to who's around.
Haneker is in the room. Like he
Yeah.
hasn't left yet. He does have any weapons, but he's kind of got a foot half out the door, but has been reluctant to leave the patient, mostly out of fear for Simpkins' son.
Hanukkah, I've had a first aid class. I can watch over him. You go sit down. And I look to Hazel and like just gesture to the door just to keep watch.
So I'm going to break for a second. I realized that I missed an opportunity for a really cool move between the two of you guys earlier. And I want to ask if we want to roll back just a few seconds and kind of retcon it in. This was a scene between Skipper and Rolf because there's an open up to someone movie. Open up to someone about your feelings or past, draw soul. On a hit, you both clear a stress and you get to choose. The choices are really interesting. Look at any one of their face down identity cards. Ask any question they must answer honestly. Or for NPCs, they raise their disposition or calm them down. Now, on Edge, they also get to choose one. So, feel like you guys were tickling that move, and I apologize for not asking this in scene during the moment.
Yeah. Would it be me? Would I have been the opening about my feelings?
It felt like Skipper wasn't opening up as much. Like you were the one who was proposing the plan and at least being a little bit open about your past and all that good stuff. So, you cool with that, Tyler?
Yep.
Awesome. Yay! We get to use this move. I've never seen this move. Yay! Okay. Never seen it play. So, let me see if I have any survival to recall. Let me recall all the survivor cards first and shuffle. All right. Now you may draw soul.
2.
All right. Good luck.
Ooh, I got an edge.
Ooh, perfect.
So you also choose one.
Let me drop over to the other for the basic moves so you guys can see those questions. They're on the wrong way. Over here. Open up to someone is what we're looking at. And I will center it. So on a hit, you both clear stress. So that's the super cool part. So guys, go ahead and clear your stress. I know that Rolf had some. And so you may look at any one of their face down cards or ask any question they have to answer honestly, Rolf, because you initiated.
I think I would like to look at Skipper's trauma.
So we can either do this mechanically, which is Tyler, you would grab that card and drag it over towards Alex on the desktop. Like, oh, I'm not screen sharing. I'm such a doof. I thought I was screen sharing still.
Well, I mean, I think
showing you guys the move.
Rules-wise, it would just be me seeing what it is without it being a
right. So, like, what you could do if you
secret.
can see it is Tyler, you could grab your trauma card and drag it over to Alex and trade cards, or you could just type in whatever chat that you guys wanted to do. I'm just trying to figure out a way because we have secrets. We actually have table secrets in this game, so I'm trying to respect that. And then on Edge, you get to flip the other way around, Skipper, and you can look at one of the face down cards for Rolf or ask any question they have to answer honestly. So I'll jump back to this.
So what does Skipper want to know or ask? Would Skipper like one of my My trauma is the only thing.
Now I think I'm going to ask a question.
Cool.
All this religious stuff you've been spouting.
Hmm.
Rolf, do you really believe this? Is this really you? Or is this just how you've decided to place yourself here amongst us? Are you really sincere in all this?
It's a means to an end. I don't believe in any, divine divinity or, mandated religion or anything, but if it gives me authority to kind of set out rules that keep us alive, keep me alive,
It's getting creepy, Rolf. And these folks, you're talking shit to them that they're going to be willing to kill for you. Is that something I'm going to have to worry about? And that I don't have. I guess you don't have to answer that one.
sometimes we need. Case in point, sometimes a little bit of killing is needed. I just shrug and I turn off, head towards the room, and
Cool.
talk to Dr. Haneker. And do you want to share your?
I'm whispering. I'm writing it to you in a whisper
okay.
on the Roll20. I'll give it to you. It'll be over there in just a sec.
Okay, cool.
Nice technology use. Good job, Tyler. I give Tyler 1 XP. There's no advancement in this game.
Give him some stress. That's the only way to get new cards and move.
Cool. So as you guys are going through that, you head in to talk to Dr. Haneker, and you're trying to convince him, hey, I've got first aid. Haneker looks at you a little suspiciously, and he says, Sergeant Mustache finds out this guy died while here. That doesn't go well for any of us. I'd rather be here, make sure that everything's above board before we hand him off. You understand?
Sorry. Look, do you really want to be here when he gets back?
No, but
you go off, go hang out, have a smoke, whatever. You don't want to be in this situation when he comes back, do you?
he
Really?
gently
You want to deal with that guy?
Closes the door with you guys in the conference room with the old man who's breathing weakly. You can hear that a little rasp to his breathing, and Haneker says, I'm not a member of your silly little cult. I'm just trying to make sure that I make it to tomorrow. And that guy about his dad, this whole thing's a nightmare. We should never have let him in here, but he's here until he leaves with his dad. And if his dad's dead, he's not going to leave. I'm a doctor. You've had some first aid. And he kind of pokes your chest a little bit. Which do you think is the better choice? Talk me through why I should just walk away right now. Okay. He opens the door back up like he's dismissing you. What do you do?
You go. I will handle this situation. I will remove this problem. You want this guy turning. You want guns firing amongst all these people. I'll deal with this in a controlled way. Now, I make it look like he just passed away. I mean, he's barely holding on.
I think you're asking him for help. Why don't you draw a soul? I'll do one more shuffle, and it's yours.
You know, and I think I kind of add, like, you know, you were just in this for money anyway. You know, this is the lifestyle. It's not the care.
God. Ouch. I think there's like the camera focuses on Haneker for a moment, and he shifts from like being offended to maybe there's this quiet acceptance of that.
I got triumph.
Oh, nice.
You may want to recall I did not return my 2 previous cards. Yet, so
okay. Well, we gotta do better at that. I need to recall them. That's on me.
Yep.
All right, so you got a triumph. Which means they'll do what you want if you give them a bribe or a motive. It sounds like you gave them a motive. Like that was what this whole conversation was about. So he... Do not screw this up, Rolf.
Just don't be here when the sun comes back, and it won't blow back on you.
All right. And then he opens up the door and starts to head out into the main area, muttering some excuse about, I need to wash my hands. And that's when you guys hear the sound of a shotgun blast. And everyone jumps. And they all start looking around. DeMarcus walks over near you, Skipper, and he's looking nervously. And then you hear another shotgun blast, and then another, and then a fourth shot. And they all ring out, and the cops have all drawn their weapons, and things are about to flip out. Skipper, what do you do?
I look over at where these cops are, and I kind of motion DeMarcus with me to move over to them. All right. Form up here. We've got to protect everybody behind us. Just wait. We'll see what's coming. That means they've run into trouble, but they'll be back.
I think you're trying to calm some NPCs down here.
Yeah.
Why don't you draw with steel?
By the way, while there's a distraction, I'm definitely taking advantage of that to just
You're going to carry out your murder?
Just
okay.
Get a good old air bubble in there. And
all right, I'm drawing 2 cards. And I've got an edge and a miss.
All right. I think you want that edge, my friend.
I do indeed.
On a hit, they won't do anything drastic, at least for now. On an edge, you get to pick one from this list. They keep calm for some time. They reveal their true concerns. They don't hold you responsible.
Okay. So I'm hoping they ain't going to hold me much responsible for this overall, but they keep calm for some time. I've got to get the accomplishment I'm looking for here, I guess.
Okay, cool. So yeah, there are just a couple of cops here, and there are a few others that were part of that group who came along, but the cops are the ones you're most concerned about. So you kind of go over, get near them. DeMarcus has got your back. He's not trying to look violent, but he's a bouncer, so he knows how to make himself like, I'm imposing. Do you really want to do this thing? But you're the leader, and The two cops, they look to each other for a second. Then one of them pulls out a walkie, and he clicks on the walkie and starts trying. Hey, Simpkins, you out there? Hey, Simpkins, and we camera shot of zombies feasting on Simpkins' body as the walkie starts squawking for him, and more zombies come to the sound of someone's voice. Tracy and Jesse, do you come back to everyone else once you've done the deed? Is that your intention? Like, I want to know your intention first, because I'm really curious about that. Okay.
Yeah, there's not really much of an alternative. Like, what do we do?
No.
Hide?
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Lauren's intent is to like go back and report what's happened.
We'll just have to tell them that they can't.
Yep.
Okay. Story is, walkers took him down. We got out. He didn't. Right? Right. Okay.
Okay. You gonna keep together, Lauren?
Of course, Tracy. You guys got any alcohol around here?
None that's safe to drink.
Well,
It's a curse.
should have asked that before. So we cut to the good doctor, Rolf. You hear the shotgun blast, all the stuff that's going on, and you're going to do the deed. I mean, this isn't a thing I see in the moves, but I really feel like you're going to need to mark stress to violate your Hippocratic oath and murder someone.
Yeah.
All right, mark that stress. No roll involved or no draw involved. You just mark some stress, my friend. And you know that he's going to go. So I think after the amount of time we've played, this would be a good opportunity for us to take a bio break. It is 4 minutes after. Let's take a 6-minute bio break and meet at 10 after. See you guys in a little bit.
Jen, did you have a nice time at the con?
Yeah, I did. It's also like my first time in Seattle, period.
Oh, Seattle's a lovely city.
Oh yeah, no, it's crazy pretty. I was quite surprised. I was also quite surprised that Seattle is a lot hillier than I expected it to be. And like, I don't know why I expected it to be flat. I think cities flat,
Mm-hmm.
you know, unless that one city in Bullet and otherwise all flat.
It's a neat city. A lot
Yeah.
of cool things in it.
Oh yeah. I have a knack for finding sketchy hotels that used to be boarding houses.
Ah.
So we stayed in one of those, and it didn't have air conditioning.
Ooh.
But we figured it out. We made it work. And I'd go back there anyways because it was certainly good enough. The price was right, and like every restaurant on the block of that hotel was really good.
That's nice.
Yeah, at a show that's just super helpful.
Yeah, I had a friend that lived in Seattle, so I went out a couple of years in a row to go visit, and it's loved Seattle. Loved Seattle. Did you play anything cool or?
Oh, when I'm working a show, I don't end up playing games.
I guess that's a shame, but at the same time, you know.
It's like, hi, would you like to work 4 11-hour days in a row on a weekend? Here you go.
Ugh.
Yeah, one of our industry pals, I just don't understand it. He'll do a full booth shift, and then he'll go to the game rooms and play till midnight, showing off his game. He's a machine. Yeah.
Sorry, trying to print a syllabus for son's school, so that's a thing. All right, let's pick back up with. Yeah, I think that Jesse and Tracy, the two of you, come back into the main atrium. You see the two cops who are remaining here are standing near Skipper as well as DeMarcus, and you see that Rolf. Do you stay in the conference room, or once you've done the deed, do you head back outside?
I come out and actually I approach some of the cops, kind of like shaking my head. Just
What happened?
I don't know how it is with you in your community. Do you want one of you to deal with the body, or do you want us to do it?
He's dead? I thought. He points to you, Skipper. I thought you guys worked on his arm. What?
You guys hacked his arm off. There's only so much we can do.
When you saw him, he was barely holding on. Does his son want to do?
Yeah, this is someone to do. They seem a little indecisive. That's when Jesse, Tracy, and Lauren come into the main area. Yeah, it looks not good. Lauren has her shotgun. You do not see the sheriff, and both the cops look directly to Lauren, and she shakes her head.
We ran into walkers.
When the cop says, they're in the hospital?
Yes.
It's a big fucking hospital, man. Do you know how long it would take this many people, plus everyone we've got who's, resting right now, to barricade shit up everywhere?
Come on, Lauren, let's go. And Lauren says, these guys need some help. I'm gonna stick around. You guys can head back if you want. The cops look at each other. They seem a little unsure about what's just transpired here. Skipper, what do you do?
And how many? We got 2 cops left, and how many with them?
The couple more. So there's a total of 4 here right now, although you don't know if that's all of their forces.
Right. Look, you don't have to leave right this second. You know, get a little rest. We'll give you something to eat. I mean, in the end, the living got to take care of each other, and we may need to help each other in the future.
I think you're trying to calm some NPCs down. I'll give you an extra draw because of the fact that you're offering a good, nice bribe, and there is no direct threat here other than the implied there are walkers among your hospital, which they could possibly leave. So go ahead and draw steal plus 1 extra card.
All right. Have you recalled?
I will double check. Recall. I have now recalled. Shuffle. I have now shuffled. Go for it.
Okay, so I'm drawing 3. And I got edge, and miss.
Okay. On a hit, they won't do anything drastic. On an edge, you get to pick that same set. Are they going to keep calm for some time, reveal their true concerns, or not hold you responsible?
I think this time around, not hold me responsible, and hope that bleeds off a little for the whole group.
Cool. All right. So of the 2 cops that have been proposed for them to go back, Lauren says, Joe, just head on back. I'll be by in a little bit. I want to make sure these guys are, and they got to take care of the body. Joe says, the weapons locker key. And Laura's like, shit. It's not going anywhere. Fuck. Joe says, we gotta have that key. He turns and he looks at you, Rolf, and Skipper, and says, other than what we have on us, all of our weapons are kept in a locker. We've added some people to our place, take care of them, and Simpkins didn't trust them.
How many of y'all got over there?
35.
35?
And just out of character for a moment, how many people do we think we have here?
That's a great question. I think, actually, Alex, how do you normally handle it? I think you have 20 or so in an enclave.
Yeah, I think I would go with something like that, and then just, I mean, what we kind of set up, we've got the hospital, we've got the...
And it has a thing about kind of like how many players are playing gives an idea too, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a really good question. I hope you guys don't mind if we kind of break for a moment to come up with the answer we're most happy with.
I mean, we already have like 6, 7 on the playmats.
That's true.
Yeah, like
I think
players times 5 plus allies doesn't seem unreasonable at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Enclave often has several characters who haven't been described. That way, you can always introduce a new character as needed. If the population gets too high, however, GM's discretion, only use those already introduced. So they keep it kind of vague to be flexible for the game. So I think players times 5 feels right, and there are 4 of you. So you've got 20 or so. They just said they had 35. And Lauren says, yeah, we're stacked like corded wood over there.
Damn.
All right. Well, if y'all want to head back, we can try and keep an eye out. I'll give a look over towards Tracy of, what the fuck has happened? And kind of, maybe when things calm down, we can go and retrieve your key for you.
We'll have to organize a party, but we can do it.
And you've got one of your own here.
Hope that none of them have eaten it.
Oh.
In the meantime,
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Jan, for that gift to me.
Ooh.
Thank you. Let me write that shit down.
in the meantime, let's do a ceremony or something for the people you've lost.
It's a good idea.
Joe says, yeah, better go tell Sissy. And Lauren says, I'll make sure that we get that key back, okay? She looks to you, Tracy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And that's probably mostly sincere right now, because it doesn't seem long-term like the best idea. Yeah, Tracy also just lets out quietly, God, if Bobby were still here, we could just have them pick the lock. Anyway. I'll try to loop Skipper into a little powwow.
Cool. So the cops and their two other members of their enclave are going to head back to the PD. And Lauren sticks around. Skipper and Rolf, you now have a new member of your enclave, it seems. Or at least the person who's sticking around. You also have a dead body to get rid of.
Jesse.
Yeah.
A hand.
Sure.
As you walk by, Jesse, I'm going to kind of have moved up close to... Are you okay?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll kind of moving like I'm going to inspect you to see if you've been bitten.
No, I'm fine. And there's this they just got in.
I'll kind of linger with my hand kind of on your arm for a second longer than clearly, expecting you.
I think I'll actually sort of push your hand away and sort of walk over to the name Rolf. I'm fine.
Okay. All right. And I'll go to Tracy if I see that she's kind of looking towards me. What the hell happened?
Then I look around to see what kind of ears might be on this conversation.
I think that the person closest to what you guys are talking about is probably Hazel, the teacher, the high school teacher. She is, I think she's organizing, maybe she's looking over some pills and kind of organizing that out. The meager bits of medicine that is kind of free and clear for non-doctors to share amongst the group. She seems like she's sticking around close enough to eavesdrop.
And I'll wave at Hazel and just say, hey, could you show Lauren an empty bed? She's pretty shook up.
I'm kind of working on this right now.
All right. Do you want her to help you sort some things out? I know she's new, but she can tell a blue pill from a pink pill.
Well, yeah, but she's got to wash up. She's covered in zombie guts and stuff. That's gross.
That is gross. You could show her the showers, too. Maybe stop smelling up this atrium. Just saying.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, no. We should okay. And
All right.
you will
I'll
head
get
off.
to work on this too before you come back. It'll be all sorted. Promise.
All right. It's 46 of them. I counted.
My God. Okay.
As you head off.
And I start to, quite honestly, sort pills and turn back up to Skipper and say, "Did you see Sergeant Stash's shopper eyes
Yeah,
this whole space?"
yeah, he seemed to like what we had here.
Yeah. According to Lauren, he's a major asshole. And his father was the only reason he wasn't going full apocalypse now
And
on his own
Pops,
enclave.
and Pops there was not long for the world, and now is not here anymore.
Nope.
Awfully convenient.
Things just have a way of working themselves out.
We'll have to get Rolf to say a prayer about it.
Skipper, I don't like this shit.
I don't either. But we got to do things.
Yep.
What about her?
Lauren? I think she likes what we've got, but is actually willing to pay something to get it.
And she didn't mind.
Nope.
Oh,
Half of that was her idea.
well. Since we're down one cop, having another one come in is probably not so bad if you think you could trust her.
Keep an eye on her, but I think she's fine. Speaking of down one cop, how's Ryan? Pill sort.
I think Rolf got a little over enthusiastic.
All right.
He's gonna be in pretty bad shape for a while, and he's never gonna talk right again. I mean, did you see the side of his jaw?
No, no, man. I don't look a gift cop in the mouth.
He pretty much shattered it.
Fuck.
May even hold a grudge after all this is over.
You don't say. I'm gonna let Rolf handle this mess.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's for the best. Well,
We'll see. 35 people though
that's a lot of folks.
in that office, in that tight little building.
It'd be a lot of folks in this big building.
Might not feel so empty, frankly. I wouldn't hate it.
Question is how many cops they got, how they're going to look at us, and
Mm-hmm.
how many weapons are in that locker.
Yep.
Something to find out from your new friend.
Yep. Something indeed.
Let me go help the doc with Ryan.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Thank you.
I didn't do anything.
I'll kind of smile at that with one major problem out of the way and head over to see how Ryan is.
So it turns out, and I know Alex is aware of this, but it turns out that this game has a specific move called Dispose of the Dead. When you dispose the newly deceased, you draw savagery. On a hit, you do what needs to be done quickly. On an edge, it isn't smooth going. You mark stress or draw from the bite deck, your choice. So, Rolf, are you asking Jesse to do his butchery job here? Who is going to be
Yeah.
making this move?
I was definitely implying for him to deal with it.
That's totally fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of
I
lean him
think
in
you'll
and then
probably-
just stand back slightly. Like I don't
Basically.
move to act.
How much of a hurry are we in here?
If he's not dead, it's gonna be minutes. Do it before he changes.
Let me recall and shuffle.
If he's not dead already, well,
He's dead.
he's as good as.
Got it.
We don't risk the living for the dead.
Now, of course, Rolf, you could help.
I could.
Take
Nice.
it that you're not going to mark stress and draw cards.
Nope.
Oh, God, this is amazing. All right, draw 3 savage, or draw 3, which is your savagery.
Yep.
And you definitely want to hit.
And this is from a survivor deck?
It
or-
is correct. It's from the survival deck. You would have to make a choice to draw from the bite deck if you draw an edge.
And 2 misses in the triumph.
Triumph. Awesome. So, question, is this a thing where you do you drop it off into the lost ward? Is that where you get rid of
Yeah.
the body?
I think so. But like he'll probably find one of the one of the doors that's not crowded at the moment because the door that they just came in through is of course now teeming.
Totally makes sense.
So he'll find a different door and he'll open it up and like sort of unceremoniously drops him on the other end, but then like stands there for a second, and you see him make a little cross, and then chains up the door again.
Nice. Yeah. So you take care of that without any issues. There probably see a few of them slowly moving, but none of them look like Pete. So you close off that door, and if he isn't dead, he's as good as dead, and maybe he's food. You're not sure, but not sure where he now, right?
No, exactly.
So as you're lacing the chain around the door handles, right, you hear, hello? Help me.
I think there's like a small tinge of like and like you see him whisper something, like something, he's repeating something to himself, but you can't quite make out what he's saying, and he finishes up chaining up the door.
Please don't leave me. His voice is so weak it barely carries. When you're moving the chains and locking the padlock, it's almost louder than his feeble voice. And then you leave. I think you need to mark a stress to leave without anything else. Yeah.
I'm going to reveal my which one is this? Trauma.
Ooh, are you now?
Yes. How do I? So now
Let me see if I can. Oh, yeah, cool. You got it.
I am deadened.
Well, I'm glad I pushed you to this one because what a reveal. Okay. Never mark stress due to violence or death.
It fits really well with my butcher, so
Yeah.
yeah,
that's
I
a
just turn around, walk away.
Wow. That is
Man.
delicious. Wow. Cool. So let's Rolf, you convinced Jesse to go do his thing.
Hmm.
And after he leaves, Hazel comes over. Looks like she talked to Lauren at some point. She stops and comes over to talk to you and says, I'm going to help out Lauren, help her get acclimated. And then she leans in and says, they did something.
The cops.
No, Tracy,
Trace.
Jesse, and that cop, I can tell. They did something. And they're talking to Skipper about it right now. I thought you'd need to know.
Thank you, Hazel.
And she says, come on here, honey. We got a nice shower. Bet it's been a while since you had a shower. It's cold, but... And then Lauren seems, I would take a cold shower. That's fine. A shower would be great. We collect our shit in rain barrels and sponge and stuff. It's terrible. So what are you doing, Rolf?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think if he's. I think Rolf suspects what might have happened, and I think he can very much get behind that kind of plan.
Okay.
I don't think he has any qualms about dealing with the danger.
Sure. So I think Haneker is heading back to his room. He doesn't want to deal with any more of this at all. But Virginia Kempf, she comes over to chat with you. She says, hey, Rolf, you got a minute?
Of course.
Good. And she'll maybe, I don't know if I want to keep having scenes near the atrium, so maybe she takes you, like, where's another place in the hospital where...
Maybe like there's like a slightly open stairway that kind of like, so you can actually look down into the atrium from this kind of.
Oh, cool.
You know.
I like that. Yeah, that sounds nice. So
we kind of like, we're above looking down.
Awesome. She's got a cigarette lit. She smokes. She says, you know, I never smoked before, but damn if it isn't good now. Think how many years I missed this. She does that thing where she kind of flicks the end of it to take off some ash. Listen, I couldn't help but overhear the little trouble those cops are in.
Yeah. And they have lots of guns.
Yeah, lots of guns. All locked up. Now, I'm not saying I've ever broken into that kind of secured facility, but I'm pretty sure I could figure it out.
If we can get the key. Which...
It's in the Lost Ward, right? I'm not going there. No
We're fixing
way.
it.
Maybe if we sneak over there to the PD, avail ourselves of a few weapons of our own.
You can get in without the key.
Yes? It's called lockpicking.
Put out that cigarette. I don't like it.
She stabs it out on the railing, flicks off the last little bit, and then puts it back in the pack. Does a little bit of like close magic to make the pack disappear. Smirks a little bit.
We should ban the drugs. It's not for medical reasons. And with cigarettes, alcohol. It's a danger.
If you want to make me the person who keeps all the cigarettes and alcohol, Rolf, I'll be happy to be the keeper of all of those dangerous drugs.
I look to her with like super seriousness, just like,
Come on. It's tense. This place kind of
we
went to
want
shit
to add
today.
alcohol and drugs into that mix. People die.
Oh, yeah. Of old age and shit. Like, that takes 5 years off your life, but that's 5 years at the end, man. Do the math. The pleasure that a few smokes every once in a while to take the edge off over the years that you do have versus those 5 years when you probably get pulled down by one of them anyway. I've done the math. It's fine. It's worth it.
I'll take that into consideration, Virginia. Then I walk away from her.
She watches you and just kind of shakes her head. And then she checks again to make sure you're gone. Then she pulls out the half-smoked cigarette and heads up the stairs a little bit to relight it. But make sure that she's like, you can't easily smell the smoke. Cool. So, Jesse, you took care of that. That was no problem. That was easy peasy.
Easy.
Easy peasy. You know, I think it'd be cool if maybe Percy found you.
Oh, that's perfect. Absolutely. I think I'll find. Do we have the chapel of the hospital to our side? Yeah.
No, it's in the Lost Ward. It's
Ah.
one of the things
Oh.
that Percy's so sad about.
Has
I mean,
Percy made a new one?
Yeah.
Of course he has.
A
Yeah,
makeshift. We have a makeshift one, I'd say.
I think. Tell me if you guys aren't comfortable with this, but I think that there's a section of the children's ward where you guys have just kind of moved all of the beds out and kind of converted some of the chairs that you have and made it like a small little chapel. Non-denominational, Percy assures everybody.
And I work at a Catholic hospital myself, and so there are plenty of things to collect all over the place to make holy space. They put their their stuff up everywhere. I was going to say gewgaws. That's probably not very polite.
Stuff is good. I'm good with stuff. Yeah, so maybe it's there. We'll say maybe he's taken some wood and kind of constructed a rudimentary cross that he's had hung up on the back wall there, and he's made some of the old charts and the like that haven't been pulled down.
I think I probably went there, like
Nice.
after everything that happened, like just sitting there, looking at this cross. Probably
Cool.
sitting down next to me.
I think early on, Percy went through and gathered all the like Gideon Bibles and all the Bibles that he could find in the safe area, and he's gathered them together and keeps them here. And it's like stacks of these like bright green, small little Bibles that he has, and he's little bit of light. We'll say it's like evening. It's starting to turn dark here, and with a little bit of light, he's kind of bent over. He rarely turns on the electricity here. It's waste not, want not. And when you darken the doorstep, he looks up. Jesse. He gets up, comes over, puts a hand on your shoulder. It's been a rough day. How are you holding up?
Same old, I guess.
Not quite.
No. I suppose you're taking confessions, are you, Reverend?
Of course. Anytime. Have a seat, my son. Make yourself comfortable. Let's talk.
Let's see. First, well, I didn't pull the trigger, but I told someone else to do it. And then I had to leave our man behind as well. And, have nothing to do with a false charge and do not put an innocent or honest person to death. So I will not acquit the guilty, but it had to be done.
I'm sorry that they asked that of you, or that you gave it to the enclave. It's a heavy burden to bear.
It's fine. Someone needs to do it. It's just... guess I needed to come and confess.
As Paul said, Thessalonians, not be uninformed about those who sleep in death. Do not grieve like the rest of mankind who have no hope.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus died and rose again, so we believe that God will bring with Jesus those who have fallen asleep in him. As long as we can pray and give our heart to him, then even this walking death will not keep us from heaven.
Still, I'm walking a mighty fine line with the 10 Commandments.
Do you feel like you're opening up to him?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay. Go ahead and draw soul.
That's so it's 2. No shoving it down. 2 misses.
Oh man, awesome. Okay. So you do not clear stress. In fact, I get a reaction. I am going to... I think I'm going to give you a mark another stress.
Yep.
As you realize you had those few moments with Old Man Simpkins. Something different could have been done, or maybe a different decision could have happened. And even confessing this to the Rev does not clear your conscience.
Oh no, it doesn't. Absolutely not. But
yeah, that's right. So you didn't mark stress before because of your trauma, but
nope.
I think it applies here to you're going to need to mark stress. You cool with that?
Yeah, I think it's more the stress is I think he's like taking in the knowledge of like how definitely not going to heaven. And that's like yeah, I mean, yeah, it needs to be done. But damn soul.
Cool. All right, so let's slip back to Tracy and Skipper. You guys had your conversation, kind of broke it down, talked about Laura being on your side, as it were. Tracy, what do you do next?
Well, I finish organizing the pills and see if there's any nearby chore that needs to get done.
Okay.
Any way to put them away safely. But then I might also maybe look for Jesse, maybe just go straight to my room for a bit. My shared room, of course, but
Yeah, you shared room with Clayton Mathis. I think let's do that. You end up
sure.
do a little bit of work. Let's say night falls, some time has passed, it's dark outside. You maybe have afforded like one small desk lamp here because you guys have to meter everything out. I don't think, unless everyone agrees, you don't normally like the halogen or these lamps. They weren't exactly energy efficient like they should have been here at Lazarus. There was a project. They were going to retrofit everything, but didn't happen. Clayton.
The money was in the bank.
Was, but somebody didn't get appropriated right. You did good work today, Tracy, Clayton says when you come in.
Flop onto my bed, which is mostly like this, the back's up as high as it'll go. So it's a bit like a chair that's awkwardly tall. And swing a leg over. You think so?
Well, we had a bunch of those cops from the PD coming over, and pretty stressful situation, my understanding, at least from what I saw, everybody else saw. It calmed everybody down, kept things from getting too bad.
Yep.
You went into the Lost Ward to work on the generator. Kind of a weird route to take. Circuitous.
Well, it's pretty direct if you don't want to deal with some fucking swinging dick cop who wants to own this place.
He said that?
No, but he was sizing us up.
Can you blame him?
Not really. But I know how he'd take the place.
His bed squeaks. He sits back. Really?
Yeah.
How would he take the place?
Threatening people, moving his folks in. If anybody gives him a moment of guff, he'll fucking shoot them in the face. I've seen it before. I lost all my friends. Only one of them to biters.
We know what we can trust the biters to do.
Yep.
We don't know what we can trust the living to do, you know?
This morning, with the bullhorns, I offered that trust. This enclave reached out its hands, took those people in. But I couldn't trust Simpkins. Multiples of his own damn people don't trust him. but they follow him because he's more brutal than they are. Now that's over. So who knows what's next?
Well, they've got a claim to come back for that key. That could be
Mhm.
trouble.
I'd like our communities to integrate. That's the truth. Together, we're almost 60 people alive. And that should stay that way.
I agree with that. Okay. Is there anything you need from me? So what I'm thinking is that we need to work out some kind of amicable arrangement between the groups. Perhaps negotiate a type of trading agreement as the first step towards fully integrating.
Yeah.
Got some ideas I've been jotting down.
We've got better water than they do.
Got electricity.
Yeah.
Not sure about food.
Yeah. Device charging might be hot enough stuff to get started, though. Because I know we've got... It's true, though. Every single waiting room that we pop into, somebody's left a wall wart with a couple of USB cords in it. All the
True.
little nurses' stations. If somebody's got an iPad, you would not believe how happy they get. They could play Candy Crush one more time.
Should start those resources, make sure we have stuff that maybe we didn't care about, but
True enough.
all right.
Yeah, who do you think suited for that?
Hazel, she has a good eye for things.
Truth. Hazel does not trust my ass.
Why do you think that is?
I keep shit from her because she doesn't seem to trust me.
Do we need to sit down and have a talk?
Maybe we should bury the hatchet.
You know, I used to do some arbitration back, oh God, 13 years ago. Yeah, some negotiated arbitration. It's kind of like what you do, but a little different, a little more binding. I'm sure I could help. If that's what you want.
Sure, it's not like Hazel's ever done anything but be a good member.
I mean,
She has that sharp eye. She does all the little shit. And frankly, without that little shit, we'd be pretty fucked.
yeah. I mean, she is awfully close to Rolf, but Rolf seems decent enough, right?
I'm undecided about Rolf. He's got that intensity. You know he wants to fucking live, which, like, damn. That's good and we need more of it. But there's living and then there's living. And it seems like he's had narrow living. I don't know, I'm just talking bullshit now.
Always a kernel of truth. Well, I think I'm going to turn in a little bit early. I got to get up, check on all those iPads that a bunch of cops might want to play.
All right. Well, I should go see if Jesse's still up. I owe him a favor, so maybe this will work.
Get some rest, though, Tracy. Next few
Nobody-
days are going to be intense in a different kind of way.
Nobody wakes me up at ass crack. I'll be fine. It's not like I'm drinking anymore.
There is that.
Have a good night.
Good night.
And I'll pull my case off the wall and step out of the room.
So I think for our last scene, it might be nice if Skipper and Jesse have a scene. I know we haven't seen a whole lot of Rolf, so I feel kind of bad about that. But I do want to see that relationship that intrigues me here. Maybe the two of you guys have a quick scene together. So Skipper, where is it that do you look after Jesse, or does Jesse come to you? Do you think, Skipper?
I think I would go looking for him.
Cool. So then, Jesse, where does Skipper find you?
His bed. Like, actually, I think he might be in Skipper's bed already.
Okay, that's why I was like,
looking around, and then comes to his own room and like, oh,
I was going to ask about the pronoun usage there when you say
Yeah.
his bed, but that's good. Thanks for clarifying. Skipper, do you have your own room?
Demarcus and I remember we're down in
Yeah,
the
that's right.
garage.
So yeah, your bed is like maybe a mattress or something that you've got, and DeMarcus, I think, is already skedaddled at this point because you.
I might have mentioned to him, like, you should go meet that Lauren girl.
Meet her. I'd like to do more than meet her, my friend.
Well, then, why don't you ply your charms? It'd certainly be good for us to have her on our side.
Sounds like a good idea. Anyhow, head off. Cool. So yeah, you head back. Intended to go out and look for Jesse, but you find that he's found you.
So as I come in, I'll see you there and close the door and lock it. You all right?
He nods and starts unbuttoning his shirt.
I'll move over to him and probably, help him. Tracy says things got nasty out there.
It did. But it seems that it also got nasty here.
You don't have to do what everybody tells you to do.
How about you don't tell me what to do and you shut up and we just enjoy this, okay?
Yes, sir.
Did a fade to black?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just checking. Cool. Do you guys want to? Do we want? There's no sex moves. I'm not asking that. I'm asking though. Do we want to kind of bring the light back up to the two of you entwined and opening up, or are you good with that just being closed?
I think that the morning might be a bit more, or
Conducive.
well, the after will be bit more like, okay, fine, got some stuff off of my chest.
Get some stuff, but not a skipper off your chest. Awesome. So maybe the two of you wake in the morning. It's not like you're woken by birds. There's not a whole lot of life down here by the harbor. Maybe off in the distance you might hear a few seagulls. Because the harbor. Yeah. Bodies are a little sore, but feel a bit more replenished, I'll open the scene there and see how it goes.
You say anything?
Probably not yet. No, I think I think he's probably gonna stay quiet until like some prodding from
Um,
Skipper.
Well, looks like we've got neighbors. Said there were 30 something of them.
-2, I guess.
-2. That's a shitload of people.
Yeah.
Could be a help to have around here.
From what I understand, it seems like it's more of a war brewing.
Well, that doesn't have to happen.
Or maybe not anymore after, well, all that.
They've got weapons. We've got space. I can't say that I would be delighted to have a whole bunch of cops thinking they're in charge, but, well, their head's not with them anymore.
People with weapons will probably quickly think that they're in charge.
But they can't get to them right now. And I'm guessing you know where that key is?
Yeah. On a corpse. Probably not walking around, but who knows? They're not.
Maybe we should go get it.
You're insane. And there's like a chuckle, but it's not gonna be easy.
Well, I think between the two of us, we can handle ourselves.
We might need weapons.
Yeah.
I mean, I know where to look. Or to start looking. If... Well, I know that the fuckers got to him already.
He had a gun. Did somebody get it?
No. There wasn't time.
Another good reason to find that spot.
Yeah. Well, like I said, spot's not hard. Getting there. Well, they had some fresh meat on the menu.
Oh.
So what about that other guy? What happened with that?
Obviously, he was bitten. They tried to hack his arm off, and they didn't go high enough. He was doomed. Hell, I don't think there was much we could do to save him, even if he hadn't been infected.
Well, he wasn't dead yet.
What? Rolf was supposed to take care of that.
Didn't stick then.
As in, he turned while you...
Oh no, he woke.
Fucking Rolf.
Yeah. Our great prophets.
God. Can't even kill somebody right.
Yeah.
I'm worried about him and his little growing
But
cult.
it's been dealt with. The dudes outside. Turned Ethan doesn't matter. He's gone.
I think I'll kind of turn and put my hand on your shoulder and, kind of lean
Oh,
up
yeah.
against you.
Now I allow it because there's no one watching.
Right. And that couldn't have been easy.
It's fine.
He was going to go soon, no matter what.
Yeah, I figured.
You protected us.
He didn't look good. I mean, he looked as good as dead anyway.
I know. I know he was.
Thanks.
You're my hero. And I lean in and kind of kiss you, that side of the neck.
I mean, and that's he goes, he lets that kiss and then starts kissing back, and that's another fade to black. And
Wow, that's awesome. Do you guys want to open up to someone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, who's doing the opening?
I'll definitely open up.
Girl.
All right, draw with soul.
Soul Train. Come on, go. Oh, wait. Draw 2. And another double miss.
Ouch.
Cool. So the two of you, we start to fade to black, but then in the blackness we hear sound of the echoing sound of booted feet running along the concrete, and you hear DeMarcus screaming, "It's the cops, man! Like all of them!"
Oh, hell.
And that will be the end of our session.
All right.
Cool. So let's do a little bit of feedback. Roses and Thorns. Although lately I've been doing some stars and wishes, but I'm gonna stick to my oeuvre with this particular group and stick with Roses and Thorns. We are just to check. We're good for one more session of Zombie World.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Good.
certainly.
Good.
I'm
Very
loving
very happy to hear that. This has been a delight to play this game with you, friends. So let's start with Thorns and we'll end with Roses. Who would like to go first in giving some Thorns?
I'll start. I had a little bit of trouble getting in at starts because I was still reading my cards a bit and seeing how they fit together and sort of missed on most of the conversation that Tracy was having, and then
Oh,
we
man.
jumped in that scene and so I was a little bit like
Okay, so
once
some
that-
more onboarding would have been helpful. That's good. That's really good feedback.
It makes sense that everyone, I had to read a character a bit and everyone was ready to go and but hidden roast with that now that I'm I've got a good handle on it and it's getting good now. It's really easy to get the character, but the first 5 to 10 minutes I was still going okay, so how does that work and what does that do? And
No, I get you. That's fair. Thank you for that feedback. That's a really good thing to always be mindful of. Thank you, Jan. Who'd like to go next with Thorns? Oh, do you have any more?
but no.
Okay. Who'd like to go next?
Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, this one is a holdover from the last session, but much, much less, which is just the kind of awkwardness of Roll20, but that was a lot less of an issue this time. So that's just,
Yeah, I feel like we may have Roll20 to about as smooth as it will run for this particular game. My one kind of earmark with your thorn is I think I need to do a better. I come up with a different method for tracking the non-card NPCs, or maybe I just need to like only be drawing from the population deck for those NPCs because I'm kind of working outside of what Zombie World wants you to do by just randomly coming up with folks, and I think that's creating a little bit of friction for me that I need to adjust on.
I feel like if you just drop somebody's image and like splash color, name macro, roll macro, and you're good.
Mm.
And then just slap that on the board.
It's not a bad idea. Yeah. Okay.
Like it fits in a little bit more, but still utilizes your skills and improvisations.
Yeah, it's sort of like basically like drawing your own cards.
Yeah. Now, once again, I'm going to keep hammering on Roll20 because dang.
Yeah.
I can see how this would work really, really good on a table.
Mm-hmm.
And just playing this in a tableau online where I've got to scroll up and down and left and right, and I've got to zoom and unzoom and
the zooming is kind of shit because I want to be zoomed in on my own character most of the time, but then sometimes you want to.
right.
Yeah,
And like
I do love
really awkward one. It's not.
I do love that you got like the handouts, all the playmats handouts, so you can just open any of them at any time.
Yeah, I really, really wish that the scroll wheel on the mouse would function as a zoom, because that would just make it so much easier to navigate around quickly.
Would it though? How would you scroll up and down though?
Well, a lot of time you need to go side to side, so it's. I mean, you can hold down right trigger to drag.
If there was buttons to do the slider
that
thing,
actually functions. The right trigger to holding right trigger, not right trigger, right click.
Either
you drag around, pull.
Either you use up and down buttons to go up and down on the thing, or you use buttons to scroll. But like having to go over to that scroll thing at the right and grabbing a finicky button, that's like it's a bit finicky. But
yeah, and this setup is probably the only way that Roll20 can actually handle the mixed character knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the cards and everything like that, but indeed the scrolling is the only thing that I'm a bit bored.
To kind of add for this Roll20 discussion, Thorns, what I think I would really love is if it had over there where we have the play aids, the journal tab, if there was also the character sheets.
Yep.
That's not a bad idea at all.
Because that's where if you do that, you can bring them up and have them and put them, see them there. You can even double click them and they transparency and then pull back.
Is there a section for like GM notes, GM player notes on a character sheet? Because if there is, then that's where you put the unrevealed stuff.
I don't think there is such a thing.
Ooh. All right.
I mean, well, no, that's
right.
I don't think there's GM notes for only visible to GM, but that's not what you're saying. Is like notes where the GM and that specific player are talking back and forth, and that I don't. So I just created a character called Sahi Istruha. It's basically randomly named
Istruha.
Yeah, Istruha, and we could translate over the card information to that by editing, and that's not a terrible idea. We can't use the macros because they're built for dice, not for cards.
Mm-hmm.
But that might be a way to warehouse.
Yeah, maybe
information. Something to think about.
Yeah,
there's
that
not
way
that much anyway on your playmats, but if you can just easily pop it out by clicking on it, that's really nice.
Yeah. Also, like it just frees up a lot of space on the tableau.
Yeah, no,
For
you're
more
absolutely right. That is
NPCs
definitely a thing.
Nice, just have a
side.
thing of NPCs and
Yeah.
that's enclave card and things like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. That was Jen. Tyler.
I don't have a whole bunch of thorns. I'm enjoying the game, but I think kind of in the wish orienting, I wouldn't mind seeing a little more violence. You know, we've thus far I've done nothing dangerous precisely, and are getting in the mix up, and we've really only seen. This was the first time we saw violence other than, you know, Alex beating up his own guy.
Basically, we want to see bite draws.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind seeing some bite draws or some,
I agree.
you know, injury draws.
I agree. We're on third session coming up, and I will definitely push the panic button on that.
Yeah.
That's a really good piece of feedback. I agree. All
Got
right,
a feeling that at the start of next session, in fact, we'll have a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Thank you very much, Tyler. We'll stick with you for roses.
I am really enjoying this game. Tech notwithstanding, everything about this game is hitting my good parts. There's tons of good feels in it. I like the relationships. I think it gives. I enjoy a kind of improv-y game anyway, and having these things come up and you got to deal with them and develop them out is wonderful. I would have never thought of, you know, here's the new person coming in. Oh, we've got this intimate relationship. But it has changed my character, and I love the relationship it's created, and I'm loving that. And yeah, it was fantastic. I thought there was a real, you could see that relationship. It felt real. And all the other little nuances of this game. I love we'll draw to see what's coming up that's a problem. I like the move sets. I think they're cool. And I continue to think that these draws are tense. I think that there is something really tense about drawing cards.
But it's one card to draw as well.
Yep.
So, and of course, everybody was fantastic. Alex, you're putting out a character that's deep, complex, and I always love when you play a villain anyway. So it's kind of cool. And Tracy's phenomenal. There's something really cool and neat in that character. You just want to know more and more about him.
Thank you.
Tracy's the spookiest character that I've seen him play. She's the most menacing. Well, no, there's a Monster Arts character who's way more menacing. Oh, there's so they're all menacing. Cool. Thank you so much, Tyler. I appreciate those roses. Jen, what roses did you have to hand out?
Oh my goodness. The scenes in this game are so tense. I love it. I'm just like I don't mind when I'm just sitting here not engaged in Spotlight, because I'm just like, fuck, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen over on the other side? 2 doors down.
Yeah,
And,
this game is well designed to be an excellent engine for this kind of intensity. I really enjoy running it, so I'm glad you like it too. Alex, I know you're almost out of time, so we'll jump to you. What roses did you like?
I mean, I mind a bit of awkwardness for Jan at the start, but I love how quickly that relationship with Ryder, Skipper, is it Hayes? What's his Skipper, Tyler's character? How quickly that kind of coalesced into a quite strongly defined. I really like that. Yeah, and it got pretty hot towards the end, especially when it's like, second fade to black in in so many minutes. Like, whew.
I love that they weren't repetitive. Like, one was a fade to black of like, I've got stuff I need to work out. We're going to have sex. And the second was like, we have worked some things out. This is intimate sex. That was neat. That was really, really neat. Good.
Yeah, I really liked how Jen's, that kind of underlying darkness of Jen's character, that isn't like Rolf kind of projects that a little bit more out more often, I think. But she's got that as well, and it's, I was like, oh, damn, when she said what her plan was.
Yep. Because Tracy really does feel like people cooperating and helping each other is the best plan. Some people will not.
Yeah. And I liked, I also really enjoyed my scenes with with Skipper. I liked having that little bit opening up, and on a mechanical note, I liked getting to sneak peek what his trauma is.
Cool. And then Jan, what roses did you have?
My primary rose is just how these cards, like, I've seen already how the cards are, like, the fact that we got a doctor and an EMT. This is like, but like my own cards, the fact that I got deadened with Butcher was like, oh yeah, no, absolutely, that's perfect. Like that's why he's the Butcher, because he's just fucking dead inside. Yep. And like I mean I can't say why my why my past card is so good, but you'll find out eventually, I'm sure.
Oh, man. I'm looking forward to every reveal.
And
I'm setting up my reveal.
Yeah,
I think Rich is gonna laugh.
Awesome.
And also that moment just was perfect with the whole setup where my dent came out, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I mean this is actually I have to take stress. No, I don't.
So good.
Yeah, I would like to ditto that rose of Rich. That was a mean move. I loved it.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm glad, right?
Because you made Rolf feel bad when he didn't even know it happened.
But I appreciate you being open to that, right? Like at some tables, the whole thing of like, well, no, my character would have killed that guy. That's like I wouldn't have screwed that up. Like and so I'm glad you guys were open to that. And I also kind of left myself the back door of like, if you were open the door, maybe he really was dead and it was on your head. I don't know. Like, if someone were to get salty about it, I had a plan to back out of it. But to me, I was like, yeah, I think he's not quite dead, because there just needs to be just a little bit of like an extra layer of guilt here. It's
perfect, and I loved it.
I had no idea what your trauma was either. So when you flipped that, I was like,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, to me, the roses that I'm going to hand off are just the human ability with chaos patterns, and like you guys and your timing of like revealing traumas and pasts. And it's just, it's I know Jen, you kind of mentioned it, but it's one of the most delicious parts of Zombie World. And it's why I think it's good to like lose a character in this, because then you get a whole new story, right? You get a whole new pocket of reveals going on. And that's how I think a Zombie World miniseries should go. And that's how The Walking Dead has been super interesting over 10 seasons, with one season is not great and a few seasons is middling. But the last season being amazing, and I fight me. It was great. I loved it. Not perfect, but great. So yeah, this was awesome. I really look forward to the next session. I know, Alex, you need to go, so we will wrap things up. We'll see you guys in a week, and I'll go ahead and stop the broadcast here. Thank you so much.
Yep.
The in